In the world of hip-hop, few names carry as much weight as Big Meech and Rick Ross. Big Meech, the notorious leader of the Black Mafia Family, BMF, was once a kingpin whose influence extended far beyond the streets. After serving time, he emerged with dreams of a grand comeback, buoyed by the support of industry heavyweight Rick Ross. However, what was supposed to be a triumphant return quickly spiraled into chaos, culminating in the cancellation of a highly anticipated concert. This story is not just about a concert. It's a tale of ambition, betrayal, and the harsh realities of the music industry. As we delve deeper, we uncover the layers of this complex relationship and what it means for both artists. Big Meech's release from prison marked a pivotal moment in his life, one that was eagerly anticipated not just by him, but by fans and followers who had long admired his story. After spending years behind bars, he was ready to reclaim his throne in the rap game, a throne he had once dominated with his larger-than-life persona and the infamous Black Mafia Family, BMF, brand. His time in prison had not dulled his influence. Rather, it had only intensified the mystique surrounding him. The streets had changed during his absence, evolving with new sounds and trends, yet his name still resonated powerfully with fans and artists alike. The resurgence of interest in Big Meech was further amplified by the rise of the BMF series on Stars. This show dramatized his life and exploits, drawing in a new generation of viewers who were captivated by the allure of his story. The series not only rekindled interest in his past, but also painted a vivid picture of his journey, struggles, and the empire he built. Fans were eager to see him back in action, and Meech himself was optimistic about what the future held. He envisioned a comeback that would not only restore his reputation, but also solidify his legacy in the hip-hop industry. To kickstart this comeback, Meech made a strategic decision to align himself with Rick Ross, a rapper who had long admired Meech's legacy and the impact he had made on the culture. Ross, known for his larger-than-life persona, hit songs, and business acumen, seemed like the perfect ally in this endeavor. He publicly expressed his support for Meech, even going so far as to throw cash around in a show of solidarity. This act was not merely a gesture, it was a statement that he was ready to help Meech reclaim his place in the spotlight. The partnership was heavily promoted, with plans for a major concert that would mark Meech's return to the hip-hop scene. This collaboration was seen as a match made in heaven, with both men poised to benefit from the partnership. The excitement surrounding the concert built up to a fever pitch, as fans anticipated a night of celebration that would honor Meech's legacy and signify his triumphant return. However, beneath the surface of this seemingly supportive relationship, tension was brewing. Meech believed that Ross would help him navigate the treacherous waters of the music industry, providing guidance and support as he re-entered a world that had changed dramatically during his absence. Yet, as we would soon find out, Ross had his own agenda. The dynamics of their partnership began to shift, with Meech starting to question whether Ross was genuinely invested in his success, or if he was simply using the situation to bolster his own brand. This underlying tension set the stage for a complex relationship filled with ambition, rivalry, and the harsh realities of the music business. As Meech prepared for his comeback, he faced not only the challenges of re-establishing himself in an industry that had moved on without him, but also the intricacies of navigating his partnership with Ross. The stakes were high, and the path to redemption was fraught with uncertainty. Would Big Meech be able to rise again, or would the very alliances he forged become obstacles in his quest for a triumphant return? Rick Ross's involvement in Big Meech's comeback was initially met with a wave of optimism and excitement. From the outset, Ross was vocal about his desire to help Meech get back on his feet, positioning himself as a mentor and ally in this new chapter of Meech's life. He announced plans for a benefit concert that was set to feature a star-studded lineup, aimed at celebrating Meech's legacy and marking his triumphant return to the music scene. The concert, scheduled for February 13th, was touted as a monumental event, one that would not only honor Meech, but also serve as a significant milestone in hip-hop history. As the date approached, fans were buzzing with excitement. The announcement of high-profile performers like Lil Baby, 21 Savage, and Sexy Red added to the anticipation, making the concert one of the most talked-about events in the industry. Ross went all out to promote the concert, leveraging his extensive platform and reach to generate hype and anticipation. He made bold claims, emphasizing that this concert would be iconic, a moment for the history books that would resonate with fans for years to come. However, as the date of the concert drew nearer, cracks began to appear in this facade of unwavering support. Despite the initial enthusiasm surrounding the event, Ross's actions started to raise eyebrows. While he was quick to promote the concert and rally fans around it, his commitment to Meech seemed to wane as the event approached. There were whispers and questions circulating within the industry and among fans about whether Ross was genuinely invested in helping Meech, or if he was merely using the situation to bolster his own brand and capitalize on the media frenzy surrounding Meech's return. The contrast between Ross's public persona and his private actions became increasingly evident. While he painted a picture of camaraderie and support, behind the scenes, there were indications that his focus was shifting. Some began to speculate that Ross was more interested in the publicity and the potential financial gain from the concert than in truly aiding Meech's comeback. This growing skepticism created an undercurrent of tension that threatened to overshadow the excitement of the event. As the concert date loomed, the atmosphere became charged with uncertainty. Fans who had initially rallied behind the collaboration began to question the authenticity of Ross's intentions. Was this partnership truly a means for Meech to reclaim his throne, or was it simply a vehicle for Ross to enhance his own image within the industry? The stakes were high, and the pressure was mounting as the lines between support and self-interest blurred. In the end, the promises of Rick Ross hung in the balance, leaving both Meech and his supporters to wonder if they were witnessing a genuine alliance or a carefully crafted facade. The concert was approaching, and with it, the potential for either a glorious comeback or a painful disappointment loomed large. As fans held their breath, the question remained, would Rick Ross deliver on his promises, or would the reality of their partnership reveal a different story altogether? Just hours before the highly anticipated concert was set to take place, the Amarant Bank Arena made a shocking announcement that left fans reeling. The event was cancelled due to unforeseen circumstances. This news sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community and left many devastated, as they had been eagerly awaiting this moment for months. The concert was not just an event, it was a symbol of Big Meech's comeback, a chance for him to reclaim his throne in the music industry after years of absence. As the news spread, speculation ran rampant about the reasons behind the cancellation. Many fans and industry insiders began to whisper that 50 Cent, a longtime rival of both Meech and Ross, had played a significant role in sabotaging the event. The animosity between 50 Cent and Ross is well documented, and the notion that 50 Cent could have orchestrated this downfall only added fuel to the fire. 50 Cent wasted no time in capitalizing on the situation. Taking to social media, he openly mocked the cancellation, insinuating that he had orchestrated the fallout. His comments were laced with sarcasm and glee, as he seemed to revel in the chaos that had unfolded. This public taunting not only intensified the rivalry, but also led to widespread speculation that he had blackballed both artists from the industry. The implications of such actions suggested a deeper layer of animosity within the hip-hop community, where alliances can shift like sand and rivalries can have far-reaching consequences. The concert cancellation not only dashed Meech's hopes for a triumphant return, but also raised troubling questions about the loyalties and dynamics within the hip-hop world. Fans who had rallied behind Meech felt a mix of outrage and disappointment, and social media exploded with reactions. Many expressed their anger towards 50 Cent, blaming him for the cancellation and accusing him of trying to undermine Meech's comeback. However, as the dust began to settle, another narrative emerged. Questions about Rick Ross's commitment to Meech started to surface. Had Ross truly supported Meech, or had he simply used Meech's name to promote his own agenda? This question lingered in the air, casting a shadow over Ross's initial promises of support. The fallout from the cancellation left Meech in a precarious position, struggling to regain his footing in an industry that had seemingly turned its back on him. The anticipation that once surrounded his return had evaporated, replaced by a sense of betrayal and confusion. As fans expressed their outrage, the blame game intensified. While many pointed fingers at 50 Cent for his perceived role in the cancellation, others began to scrutinize Ross's actions leading up to the event. Was he genuinely invested in Meech's success, or was he merely using the situation for his own gain? The uncertainty surrounding Ross's true intentions created a rift in the support that Meech had hoped to rely on. In the wake of the cancellation, Meech found himself at a crossroads. The promise of a comeback that had once seemed so tangible now felt like a distant dream. As he grappled with the fallout, he had to confront not only the disappointment of his fans, but also the harsh realities of the music industry, a world filled with shifting loyalties, rivalries, and the ever-present threat of sabotage. The path ahead was murky, and the stakes were higher than ever as Meech pondered his next move in an industry that had become increasingly hostile. Would he be able to rise from this setback, or would the concert cancellation mark the end of his aspirations for a successful return? 50 Cent's involvement in the drama surrounding the concert cancellation was nothing short of theatrical, showcasing his flair for the dramatic and his ability to capitalize on controversy. Known for his penchant for stirring the pot, 50 Cent wasted no time in taking to social media to share his thoughts on the situation. He posted a picture of the cancellation announcement, paired with a sarcastic caption that made it abundantly clear he was reveling in Meech's misfortune. His comments were laced with jabs and taunts, emphasizing the bitter rivalry that had long existed between him and both Meech and Ross. As 50 Cent continued to fan the flames of this feud, the public's attention shifted to the intricate dynamics of the relationships involved. Fans began to question whether Meech's ties to Ross had inadvertently placed him in 50 Cent's crosshairs. The narrative quickly evolved from a simple concert cancellation to a complex web of betrayal, rivalry, and ambition, with each twist and turn drawing more intrigue from the hip-hop community. 50 Cent's social media antics included videos, memes, and posts that not only mocked the cancellation, but also suggested that he had orchestrated the fallout. His ability to manipulate public perception was on full display as he painted himself as the victor in this ongoing saga. The more he engaged, the more he seemed to thrive on the chaos, leaving Meech and Ross to grapple with the aftermath of his provocations. While 50 Cent reveled in the spotlight, Meech was left to pick up the pieces of his shattered plans. The concert cancellation not only affected his reputation, but also had significant financial implications. With the promise of a lucrative comeback dashed, Meech found himself in a precarious situation, struggling to navigate the fallout from the event. The public perception of Meech began to shift dramatically. While some fans expressed sympathy for his plight, others questioned his decisions and his ability to maneuver within the cutthroat world of hip-hop. The impact of the cancellation rippled through Meech's life, affecting not just his professional aspirations, but also his personal relationships. As he sought to understand the intricacies of the betrayal he felt, he had to confront the reality that his ties to Ross may have inadvertently exposed him to 50 Cent's relentless pursuit. The once promising comeback had turned into a nightmare, and Meech was left to ponder the consequences of his alliances. In the days following the cancellation, discussions erupted across social media platforms and forums, with fans dissecting every angle of the situation. Some defended Meech, arguing that he was a victim of circumstances beyond his control, while others suggested that his partnership with Ross had been a misstep. The dialogue highlighted the complexities of loyalty in the hip-hop industry, where friendships can quickly turn to rivalries and public support can evaporate in an instant. As 50 Cent continued to dominate the narrative, Meech faced the daunting task of re-establishing his image and credibility. The concert had been his opportunity to reclaim his place in the spotlight, but now he was left grappling with the fallout of a rivalry that had escalated to unforeseen heights. The stakes were high, and the pressure was mounting as he sought to navigate the treacherous waters of the music industry, where every move was scrutinized, and every decision could have lasting repercussions. Ultimately, the fallout with 50 Cent became emblematic of the challenges Meech faced in his quest for redemption. As he worked to rebuild his reputation and regain the trust of his fans, he had to confront not only the external pressures of a rival, but also the internal struggles of self-doubt and ambition. The road ahead was fraught with uncertainty, and the question remained, Would Meech be able to rise from the ashes of this controversy, or would the rivalry with 50 Cent prove to be a defining moment in his career? As the dust settled from the concert fiasco, it became increasingly clear that Big Meech was facing significant financial challenges that threatened to undermine everything he had worked for. Once a kingpin with a multi-million-dollar empire, he now found himself in a dire situation, grappling with the harsh realities of his circumstances. The contrast between his current state and the lavish lifestyle he once led was stark, highlighting the extent of his downfall. Reports began to surface indicating that Meech had blown through the substantial sum of money he had received from 50 Cent, who had reportedly given the BMF family $5 million to cover legal expenses. This revelation left fans and the public alike bewildered, wondering where the money had gone and how a man who once commanded such power and respect could find himself in such a precarious position. The financial struggles were compounded by the fact that Meech had been counting on the concert not only to revitalize his income, but also to restore his tarnished reputation within the hip-hop community. The pressure mounted as the public scrutiny surrounding his financial situation intensified. Gossip and speculation circulated like wildfire, with many questioning Meech's financial acumen and decision-making abilities. Once regarded as a figure of respect and admiration, he was now viewed through a lens of skepticism and doubt. The narrative surrounding his financial woes painted a picture of a man who had lost control, further tarnishing his legacy and public image. As the days turned into weeks, the weight of these challenges began to take a toll on Meech's mental and emotional well-being. The pressure to perform and regain his status weighed heavily on him, and the stakes had never been higher. He was not only battling the external forces of public perception and financial instability, but also confronting his internal struggles with self-doubt and fear of failure. The dream of a triumphant comeback seemed to slip further away with each passing day. Meech's financial difficulties were exacerbated by the fact that he had relied heavily on the concert's success to generate income. With the cancellation, he faced a significant loss of potential revenue, leaving him scrambling to find alternative sources of income. The once flourishing BMF brand, which had been synonymous with luxury and excess, now stood as a stark reminder of what had been lost. Meech's aspirations to rebuild his empire felt increasingly out of reach, and the pressure to find a solution became overwhelming. In the wake of these struggles, Meech began to explore various avenues to stabilize his finances. He considered partnerships, endorsements, and even potential business ventures to help regain his footing. However, the lingering questions about his credibility and the fallout from the concert cancellation made it challenging to attract the support he desperately needed. The music industry, once a realm of opportunity, now felt like a maze filled with obstacles and uncertainties. As Meech navigated this tumultuous period, he had to confront the reality that his past decisions had led him to this point. The lifestyle he had once embraced, marked by extravagance and indulgence, now served as a cautionary tale. The lessons learned from his financial struggles became increasingly apparent, forcing him to reevaluate his priorities and approach to life. Ultimately, the financial struggles of Big Meech became a defining chapter in his story, one that illustrated the fragility of success and the consequences of choices made in the pursuit of power and wealth. As he sought to reclaim his place in the industry, he faced not only the challenge of overcoming his financial woes, but also the necessity of rebuilding his reputation and restoring the trust of his fans. The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges, but it also held the potential for redemption and a chance to rise from the ashes of adversity. The fallout from the concert cancellation and the ensuing drama between Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent ignited a whirlwind of public speculation that swept through social media and entertainment news outlets. Fans and critics alike began to weigh in on the situation, dissecting every move made by the artists involved. Social media quickly became a battleground, with opinions flying in every direction and discussions spiraling into heated debates. Some fans expressed outrage at Rick Ross for what they perceived as a betrayal of Meech. They felt that Ross had leveraged Meech's name and story to promote his own brand and career without genuinely investing in his friend's success. This sentiment resonated particularly with those who had followed Meech's journey and admired his resilience. Many believed that Ross should have been a supportive ally, especially given their shared history in the industry. The narrative of betrayal fueled anger among Meech's supporters, who felt that Ross had prioritized his own interests over loyalty to a friend. Conversely, there were those who sympathized with Meech, viewing him as a victim of circumstance caught in a complex web of rivalries and betrayals. This perspective painted Meech as a man navigating a treacherous landscape where trust was scarce and alliances could shift in an instant. Fans rallied around him, emphasizing the challenges he faced in an industry notorious for its cutthroat nature. They argued that Meech's past should not overshadow his current struggles and that he deserved a chance to reclaim his narrative. At the same time, criticism directed at Meech began to surface. Many questioned his judgment in aligning himself with Ross, especially given the history of rivalry, with 50 Cent detractors pointed to the concert cancellation as evidence of poor decision-making, suggesting that Meech had underestimated the potential fallout from his associations. This narrative emerged as a cautionary tale, illustrating the dangers of navigating an industry rife with treachery and deceit. The public discourse painted Meech as a man struggling to find his footing in an unforgiving world, where every choice could lead to significant repercussions. As the discussions continued to unfold, it became clear that the stakes were extraordinarily high for Meech. He was not just fighting for his reputation, he was battling for his future in an industry that had a long memory and little patience for failure. The pressure to succeed weighed heavily on him, and the public scrutiny only intensified the challenges he faced. Each post, tweet, and comment became a reflection of the larger narrative surrounding his life and career. The speculation surrounding Meech's financial struggles and the fallout from the concert highlighted the complexities of public perception. Fans dissected every detail, from financial decisions to personal relationships, attempting to piece together the puzzle of his current predicament. The media coverage often sensationalized the drama, amplifying the stakes and creating a narrative that was as much about entertainment as it was about reality. In this tumultuous environment, Meech found himself at a crossroads. The public's opinion could either propel him back into the spotlight or further entrench him in the shadows of his past. As he navigated the tumultuous waters of public perception, he had to confront not only the external pressures, but also his internal struggles with identity and ambition. Ultimately, the saga surrounding the concert cancellation and the ensuing drama served as a stark reminder of the fragility of reputation in the entertainment industry. For Meech, the road ahead would require resilience, strategic thinking, and a determination to reclaim his narrative amidst the chaos of speculation and scrutiny. The journey to rebuild his image and restore his standing in the hip-hop community would be fraught with challenges, but it also presented an opportunity for growth and redemption in the face of adversity. The fallout from the concert cancellation and the ensuing drama between Big Meech, Rick Ross, and 50 Cent ignited a whirlwind of public speculation that swept through social media and entertainment news outlets. Fans and critics alike began to weigh in on the situation, dissecting every move made by the artists involved. Social media quickly became a battleground, with opinions flying in every direction and discussions spiraling into heated debates. Some fans expressed outrage at Rick Ross for what they perceived as a betrayal of Meech. They felt that Ross had leveraged Meech's name and story to promote his own brand and career without genuinely investing in his friend's success. This sentiment resonated particularly with those who had followed Meech's journey and admired his resilience. Many believed that Ross should have been a supportive ally, especially given their shared history in the industry. The narrative of betrayal fueled anger among Meech's supporters, who felt that Ross had prioritized his own interests over loyalty to a friend. Conversely, there were those who sympathized with Meech, viewing him as a victim of circumstance caught in a complex web of rivalries and betrayals. This perspective painted Meech as a man navigating a treacherous landscape where trust was scarce and alliances could shift in an instant. Fans rallied around him, emphasizing the challenges he faced in an industry notorious for its cutthroat nature. They argued that Meech's past should not overshadow his current struggles and that he deserved a chance to reclaim his narrative. At the same time, criticism directed at Meech began to surface. Many questioned his judgment in aligning himself with Ross, especially given the history of rivalry, with 50 Cent detractors pointed to the concert cancellation as evidence of poor decision-making, suggesting that Meech had underestimated the potential fallout from his associations. This narrative emerged as a cautionary tale, illustrating the dangers of navigating an industry rife with treachery and deceit. The public discourse painted Meech as a man struggling to find his footing in an unforgiving world, where every choice could lead to significant repercussions. As the discussions continued to unfold, it became clear that the stakes were extraordinarily high for Meech. He was not just fighting for his reputation, he was battling for his future in an industry that had a long memory and little patience for failure. The pressure to succeed weighed heavily on him, and the public scrutiny only intensified the challenges he faced. Each post, tweet, and comment became a reflection of the larger narrative surrounding his life and career. The speculations surrounding Meech's financial struggles and the fallout from the concert highlighted the complexities of public perception. Fans dissected every detail, from financial decisions to personal relationships, attempting to piece together the puzzle of his current predicament. The media coverage often sensationalized the drama, amplifying the stakes and creating a narrative that was as much about entertainment as it was about reality. In this tumultuous environment, Meech found himself at a crossroads. The public's opinion could either propel him back into the spotlight or further entrench him in the shadows of his past. As he navigated the tumultuous waters of public perception, he had to confront not only the external pressures, but also his internal struggles with identity and ambition. Ultimately, the saga surrounding the concert cancellation and the ensuing drama served as a stark reminder of the fragility of reputation in the entertainment industry. For Meech, the road ahead would require resilience, strategic thinking, and a determination to reclaim his narrative amidst the chaos of speculation and scrutiny. The journey to rebuild his image and restore his standing in the hip-hop community would be fraught with challenges, but it also presented an opportunity for growth and redemption in the face of adversity. The saga of Big Meech and Rick Ross serves as a cautionary tale about the complexities of loyalty, ambition, and betrayal in the music industry. What began as a hopeful comeback from Meech quickly devolved into a whirlwind of drama and controversy. The cancellation of his concert, the rivalry with 50 Cent, and the financial struggles that followed have left an indelible mark on his legacy. As we reflect on the story, we are reminded of the fragility of success and the importance of genuine support in a cutthroat industry. The question that lingers is whether Big Meech will be able to rise from the ashes of the setback, or if he will be forever haunted by the choices he made. Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the world will be watching as this story unfolds. What do you think lies ahead for Big Meech and Rick Ross? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and stay tuned for more updates on this unfolding drama.